Arts, Quarter 1, Module 1, Art Elements and Principles in the Production of Selected Paintings from Western Classical Art Traditions. Painting is an important form in the visual arts, bringing in elements of arts such as in drawing. It is the application of pigments to a support surface that establishes an image, design, or decoration. Most painting is created with pigment in liquid form and applied with a brush. In art, the term painting describes both the act and the result. It also allows individuals a chance to express their feelings and emotions without words. This module will teach you what are the elements and principles of arts from the Western classical art traditions and how they are represented in the different era or period. Prehistoric paintings. Paintings during the prehistoric era were found inside the caves, which may have been their way of communicating with each other. Prehistoric drawings of animals were usually correct in proportion. These paintings may be more an artifact of the archaeological evidence than a true picture of humans' first created art. Sample artwork is from Cave of Lascaux. It was discovered on September 12, 1940. The painting has nearly 2,000 figures, composed mainly of animals, human figures, and abstract design. Egyptian paintings. The purpose of Egyptian paintings is to make the deceased afterlife place pleasant. Most paintings were highly stylized and symbolic, and show profile view of an animal or people. The dominant colors used were red, black, blue, gold, and green, derived from mineral pigments that can withstand strong sunlight without fading. Greek paintings. Paintings from this era were most commonly found in vases, panels, and tombs. They depict natural figures with dynamic compositions. Most of the subjects were battle scenes, mythological figures, and everyday scenes. They reveal a grasp of linear perspective and naturalist presentation. Sample artwork is a judgment of Paris. Most common motifs were mostly scenes from the life of women or a scene from a mythical story or event. It used a technique called polychromy, a combination of different colors. Roman paintings. Roman paintings have a wide variety of subjects: animals, everyday life, still life, mythological subjects, portraits, and landscapes. They use the technique of mosaic, an art process where an image is created using an assemblage of small pieces of colored glass, stones, or other materials. This technique is used for decorative art or interior decorations. Sample artwork is the head of Alexander. The full image is a Roman floor mosaic in the house of Fan Pompey, dated 100 BC. It depicts the battle between the armies of Alexander. Byzantine paintings. The lively styles of paintings, which had been invented in Greek and Rome, lived on in Byzantium, but this time for Christian subjects. Painting in frescoes, mosaics, and illuminated manuscripts, and on wood panels were the main two-dimensional media. Manuscript painting preserved some of the classical realist tradition that was missing in larger works. Sample artwork is Empress Theodora. Theodora, a 6th century Byzantine empress married to Emperor Justinian I, is remembered for being one of the most powerful women in Byzantine history. She used her power and influence to promote religious and social policies, and one of the first rulers to recognize the rights of women. Romanesque paintings. Romanesque paintings are from medieval period, only depicting religious sentiments, were enormous in size and covered entire church walls. It also shows traces of Mozarabic influence through elongated oval faces, large staring eyes, and long noses, figures against flat-colored bands, and heavy outlining. Sample artwork is Christ in Majesty. Christ in Majesty or Christ in Glory is the Western Christian image of Christ seated on a throne as ruler of the world. Always seen frontally in the center of the composition, and often flanked by other sacred figures. Gothic painting. Paintings have been confined in the illumination of manuscript pages and the painting of frescoes on the walls of churches cosmopolitan style, elegant-mannered and sophisticated. Patterns like millefleur or thousand flowers show influence which may have been due to the Crusades. Sample artwork is this rose window from the north transept 1230. Rose windows are the large circular stained glass windows found in Gothic churches and were created to transform the vast stone interiors with warm and glowing color and at the same time to instruct Christians in their faith. Elements of arts. Components. Line. A continuous mark made on a surface by a moving point. Color. Consists of hue, another word for color, intensity for brightness, and value, meaning lightness or darkness. Value. The lightness or darkness of a color. Shape. An enclosed area defined and determined by other art elements or two-dimensional. Form. A three-dimensional object or something in a two-dimensional artwork that appears to be three-dimensional. Space. The distance or area between, around, above, below, or within things. Texture. The surface quality or feel of an object, its smoothness, roughness, softness, and others. Principles of art. Components. Balance. The way the elements are arranged to create a feeling of stability in a work. Emphasis. The focal point of an image. Contrast. A large difference between two things to create interest and tension. Rhythm and movement. A regular repetition of elements to produce the look and feel of movement. Pattern. Repetition of a design. Unity and harmony. When all the elements and principles work together to create a pleasing image. Variety. The use of differences and change to increase the visual interest of the work. Proportion. The comparative relationship of one part to another with respect to size, quantity, or degree. The principles of design are all about how a person uses the elements to create a visual and convey a message. These elements and principles of design represent a set of guidelines that have the purpose of helping you create aesthetically pleasing visuals.